In this video I will show you how to create this loading spinner animation. Let's start by creating an index.html file. Now with Node.js installed, we can run npx.serve to start the local server. Next, let's add an SVG element in the body tag. The viewBox attribute defines the position and dimension of the SVG element. Currently we can't see the SVG element because it has no content. Let's add some styling into the head of the document. Next up, we can add the circle element to the SVG element. The CX and CY attributes define the center of the circle, 100 by 100, which is in the center of SVG canvas. And the R attribute defines the radius of the circle, which is 90. It leaves a 10-point gap. To make the circle hollow, we can add fill none and stroke black. Let's add stroke width 20. So it's 10 point outwards, 10 point inwards. To display segments of the circle, we can add stroke dash array attribute to the circle element. The stroke dash array attribute defines the length of the dash and the gap between the dashes. In this case, we want the dash to be as long as the circumference of the circle, which is pi times radius times 2, which is in this case roughly 566. So now one dash is the length of the whole circumference. Next we can add stroke dash offset attribute to the circle element. This sets the offset from dash origin. Next I want to make this ends of the circle rounded, so I will add stroke line cap attribute to the circle element. To rotate the circle, we can add the transform attribute to the circle element. The first value is the degrees, and the second and third are x and y coordinates of the rotation origin. Oh, sorry. Transform rotate. Now to animate this this rotation, we can put animate the transform tag inside the circle element. And its attributes are attribute name we want to animate, type of the transformation, and from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. And let's put duration 1 second. Now to keep the animation playing, we put repeat count indefinite. So it repeats indefinitely. And now we already have a basic spinner. But we can make it more interesting by also animating the dash offset. Let's temporarily comment this animate transform out. And to animate the stroke dash offset, we can use the animate tag. Once again, attribute name, we want to animate. And the values 200 to 500 to 200. Duration 2 seconds. And repeat count indefinite. The values attribute defines the values of the stroke dash offset attribute at different keyframes. In this case, we want the dash offset to start at 200 and then go to 500 and then back to 200. Now we can uncomment the animate transform and see the combined animation. And that's how you create the spinner animation with SVG. We can also move the SVG element to its own file. And include it in the HTML as an image tag. Now currently we don't see anything. That's because we need to add a XMLNS attribute to the SVG element itself. And there we go. I hope you found this video helpful. Bye bye.